We bought this electric fireplace in the hopes of creating our perfect media wall. From finding some inspiration online, we thought we could give it a go and try and build it ourselves. So I've got the instruction manual here. That's all it gives you. So I need to build a frame like this, but we want to change the design slightly. We want a slim shelf underneath the fireplace. So these buttons that support this won't be able to be there. So I need to figure out a different way of doing it, still keeping the strong structure. The first step is to measure the bottom and then create the frame to suit that. So that's coming up as 126.5. So basically this bottom section has to slide into the frame and then it will be supported by this lip here. To be honest, I'm just winging it at the minute. Got the wood from Salco, it's just some standard CLS. Yeah, Salco is so much cheaper than everywhere else, almost like it's like over £1 per piece cheaper. I got them in 2.4 meters. But yeah, so I got all the wood, got some brackets and some packers if I need to pack them out. I'm just gonna build the basic frame first. Obviously I want to plaster all this wall, sort all this out before, so I can make sure it's actually central to the wall. There's no like one size fits all, so I'm kind of having to do it out of my brain. I think it was one of them where I just had to just do it. Done the basic bottom piece now. The next part was to decide how high up we want the fireplace. I think we're settled with 600 millimeters, so that's there. So basically now I just need to do 600 minus the measurement of this wood and then the top. I've made the two end noggins just as long as this end piece here, so it can go straight to the wall. And the reason I've done that is we'll then be able to get down with the plug at the back, so it'll probably be about that height. Where we're at, so I hope now it makes more sense what I was trying to do, leaving this back piece off here to give you room to get down to the plug. We went for 600 off the floor, but we think it's just a little bit too high, so we can only go down a little bit because of the plug socket, but we're going to take it down 2 inches. I know it's not much, but I think we both agree that it just it looked a bit too high for the wall. It's a little bit deceiving as well because this bit from here won't be shown, that'll be like part of the wall. We're getting somewhere with it now. The main frame is built to the bottom, and as I mentioned earlier, we wanted to have a slim shelf here. So for 2 reasons: one, because we want the storage, and 2, which is more important, is we need to access that plug socket still. So my plan was put another long piece like this across here, same for the bottom. When we come to boarding it, board the bottom piece, so we've obviously got the shelf, the bottom shelf. But on the top, just put a slim piece of MDF board in, or plasterboard, whatever we choose to do. So then you can still reach your hand underneath and reach the plug socket. That is my plan. So as if by magic, the wall behind me is now been plastered. It's screwed to the floor and fixed to the wall now, so that won't move. I'm going to start building the top half of the frame. If you can imagine, something like that is what I'm going to try and make. So I got a little bit carried away, I forgot to film some bits. I haven't done too much, but what I've basically done is the pieces on the outside, and I've also fixed the fireplace in down here. I've had to put these like noggins in just because there's an electrical cable routed here. I've also gone around and done 2 side frames. Now, the biggest thing that we're struggling with is to decide the opening for the TV. We haven't got a TV for down here yet, so we don't know what size we want. We're thinking a 50-inch TV is probably the maximum, so it might be worthwhile building the hole to fit a 50-inch, and then we can always downsize if we need to. I'm also building this so it's not resting on top of this fire. That was a main thing that it says in the manual, that nothing can rest on top of the fire. All these bottom pieces are being supported by the 2 vertical pieces, and I've also fixed them into the ceiling as well at the top. So as I said, we're building it to fit a 50-inch frame. We're leaving a gap around each side to get your fingers in, and obviously the MDF or plasterboard that we're going to use. So here I've used a piece that's a bit shorter just because we're running out of wood, and also it's fixed to the wall, so it doesn't actually matter on this side. So now I've got to do another piece like this here, and then one on top, and that should be the end of this top portion of the frame. I might go around and do a couple noggins on each side just to strengthen it up a little bit. But yeah, the overall main frame will be done after a couple more cuts. Right, so all the woodwork is pretty much finished. I've put in as many noggins as I can just to get it extra strong, so I'm happy with how it is now. So as I mentioned at the start of the video, I said I was going to be building a shelf down here. So we measured the skirting board that we want, tried to find the centre point from that, and this is what we've created so far. So obviously this will need to be plasterboarded and plastered, so it won't be as big. We're hoping that it will fit in well with the fireplace and the TV. So next is onto the plasterboarding.